What's everyone? What's up, everyone? Rescue J here, back with episode 10 of the Rescueality Podcast. I've mentioned it in almost every episode, adoption events. Well, episode 10, I'm going to be diving into adoption events and kind of tell you some of the events we've had, the craziness, the success, all that good stuff. And we'll start with location. Kind of, for the most part. We have had hundreds and hundreds of events throughout the years. And we have had super crazy, amazing, successful events. And we have had not those events. And that has definitely we've seen all sides of the spectrum when it comes to events. And adoption events can be kind of a lot of different ways. You have just you, your rescue, your organization at one location doing a dog adoption event. Then, which we do at least a couple times every year, is we get asked by another organization, kind of like an umbrella organization, that asks 20 to 30 rescues to come on this specific day. And there's 300 plus dogs and 100 plus cats up for adoptions, and it's almost like a farmer's market for dogs. All nonprofits, all organizations that are trying to adopt out theirs, why you should pick theirs. And it sounds mean, or it sounds a little not what people expected, but there you get so many different breeds, different sizes, different shapes, different colors, different attitudes, different breeds. And did I say breeds? I might have said breeds. That it allows for so many different people to see so many different animals and try and find the right one for them. One of our best events was years ago, back in 2020, 2021. We would come from here, Mexico, and drive a bus full of all our rescues up to Washington State. It was about 1,300-ish miles each way. And our best event was about 60 dogs that we adopted in one Saturday. And that was absolutely amazing. Adopted all of them between 9 in the morning and 4 o'clock at night, and all went to their awesome forever homes. I see updates even to this day about some of the dogs, and we get adoption applications and everything, and a lot of people show me pictures. And I'm like, can you adopt me? You have 10 acres, beautiful farm, huge barn, other animals, and you just adopted this dog that's going to be treated like royalty. So, and that we did quite a few events like that. We did another one that was about 50 dogs, another that was about 40 dogs, another that was about 35 dogs, and almost every time we adopted out all the dogs. I think there was only one time we had to come home with a couple, and they just didn't get adopted for whatever reason, but they got adopted out later. Now, our worst one was, this one was so bad. I got in contact with a pet store. I'm not going to say the name of the pet store, but the general manager embellished everything. Sent pictures that were like 5 seconds of a 10-hour day, and said they did this, and they had 300 dogs that they got adopted in 1 week or 1 weekend or whatever it was, and it was all a lie. And I did a ton of research, and I communicated with them for like a month beforehand. I like to plan stuff and get things on the books, so it's all good. And this was, I'm all the way on the West Coast, and this was over in Arizona. It was about a 7-hour drive in the bus that we had, not including any stops, and it was also the middle of August. Now, had an awesome AC unit in the bus. You actually had to put your jacket on in the bus. It was so great. Wasn't worried about that. But that was when the bus was running. When the bus wasn't running and it was 100 degrees outside, that sucked. But we didn't have any problems. Had gallons and gallons and gallons of water, and the dogs were taken care of. Not a problem at all. We left on a Friday night and drove through the night. Not in a rush. Drove through the night and got there at about 7 o'clock in the next morning. The plan was to start at about 8:30, 9 o'clock when the store opened. And again, they said they would do these big events. They would market it. They would publicize it. They would do ads. They would do this. We talked about all this. They've sent me a flyer, and it was like supposed to be this grand event. We get there, and it's in a kind of like a circular shopping mall with like an entrance here, entrance here, and the store was over here, and there was a big market over here. There was a couple dozen cars in front of the market. There wasn't a single vehicle on this side. Nothing. So my first thought is, uh-oh, this ain't good. So we go to the pet store, talk to the manager, and they're all super excited. Like, oh yeah, we're going to get a bunch of adoptions and all that. Well, they put us outside, which is around the back of the store, which is not what we talked about. They're like, oh yeah, this would be better. Mind you, we had 20 dogs. This wasn't like a 5-dog thing. We had 20 dogs. We had X-Pens. We're all set up. And then not only are we out back in the middle of August, we had a swamp cooler. They gave us a swamp cooler so the dogs weren't dying, and plenty of water. Right out back was a huge colony of mosquitoes. And we're like, this isn't fun. Not for us, not for the dogs. But we turn on some fans, and that kind of helps a little bit. Mosquitoes love me. I don't know why. They just absolutely love me. And so we set up, and for about 3 hours, we don't see a single person. Not a single person. And my blood is boiling at this point. I am about to lose it, but I honestly, I don't know why. A couple of people come in, they buy some stuff for their dogs, they leave. We're there from 8 o'clock in the morning, about 4 o'clock at night. We had 2 people the entire day come over and say hi to the dogs, weren't interested in adopting at all. And we pack up and we leave. I was so furious that we got on the road, and about 10 minutes later, I had to pull over and go and I think I got like an ice cream or something like that. Whatever. I was so furious that the store not only lied to me, but doing adoption events isn't cheap. We had to get someone to watch the ranch. We had to pay for all the fuel. We had to pay for the wear and tear. We had to pay for the person to come help us. We had to pay for the people to transport the dogs across the border, which is a whole nother episode. It's like this wasn't a cheap event. And not a single dog got adopted. And that not only was that a lot of stress on us, but that was a lot of stress on the dogs. They, none of us has really slept. The dogs kind of slept throughout the night. We didn't sleep at all. We drove through the night. Drove nonstop. So from Friday morning, got everything ready throughout the day. Then we left Friday night. Then got in there Saturday, did the event all day Saturday, and because I wasn't about to spend some more money, we just drove straight through, got home at maybe midnight on Saturday, and no one was able to help us. We couldn't get dogs across the border, so we just had to post up for 5 or 6 hours until we could finally do all that. It was terrible. I can go to a much longer story about that. Absolutely terrible. I probably should have done some more research. That's on me, but they lied about everything, and I of course have not even talked with them since. There was no saving that. But yeah, that worst event. So we've had really, really high highs. We've had really, really low lows. But at the end of the day, we're there for the dogs. We're there to adopt out dogs, find them their new forever homes. And yeah, we've had mostly successful events. Obviously, not every event can be successful, but mostly successful events. So this has been adoption events. If you've ever been to an adoption event, you've ever volunteered at one, go ahead, let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.